and I'm going to expose you for the fraud that you are once and for all. And not just as a professional fraud, but as a personal fraud as well.
Wii U is going to have the definitive version of all your favorite games. The definitive version of Assassin's Creed 3. The definitive version of whatever Call of Duty comes out. The definitive version of whatever Battlefield comes out. The definitive version of Resident Evil 6. The definitive version of Grand Theft Auto 5. A Nintendo system is going to have the best version of your favorite games.
Professional contradictors. My last video was a setup. It was a complete setup, I admit it. It was a setup. Graphics comparisons online were getting a little bit out of hand, because you would see comparisons of games that pretty much looked identical, but then you had the fanboys coming out, oh, that looks way better than that, oh my gosh, that looks, it destroys it, when they look pretty much the same. My video was to show that online graphics comparisons were pretty much stupid. 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 So then they say, you can't compare graphics on YouTube because YouTube compresses the image, giving you less quality. But the funny thing is, the hilarious thing is that their main point was, you can't do the PC justice on YouTube. Making graphics comparisons on YouTube with the PC is retarded. So please enlighten me on why these same exact people have benchmarks for their PC games showing what their hardware specs are for their PC, running games at max settings on YouTube. So please enlighten me on why these same exact people have benchmarks for their PC games showing what their hardware specs are for their PC, running games at max settings on YouTube. So please enlighten me on why these same exact people have benchmarks for their PC games showing what their hardware specs are for their PC, running games at max settings on YouTube. You can't see PC quality visuals on YouTube. It diminishes the quality too much, yet you upload PC benchmark videos to YouTube.
Benchmarks, the point of benchmarks is not for to measure graphical quality. The point of benchmarks is to measure performance. That is why at the end of benchmarks, they have scores at the end of them, so you can see how your machine fared, running a certain game, how it performed while running a certain game, if your PC can handle it. Now, you can't see the graphical quality in the graphical comparisons, but this is performance. If they post it on YouTube, you can still see if, for example, if it wasn't running well, if the benchmark did not run well on their machine. You can see if it was choppy, you can see if it was skippy, you can see if it went down to 15 frames. That is performance, not graphical quality.
But here's where the PC gamer damage control comes into play. They say that YouTube diminishes the quality of PC games, but it makes Wii U games look better? Really?
Alright, now this is obviously injustice. Now in my video, I stated a lot of the times when you record a console footage, console gameplay through a capture device and you upload it to YouTube, often, it actually makes the video look better because it hides graphical infidelities. Now, I'm going to prove that to you. Now, if you look at the game, this is how it would look, obviously, on YouTube, because you're watching it on YouTube. If you look at those buildings, the top of those buildings look a lot smoother. Now, don't worry, I'll even zoom in on the buildings. Now this is zoomed in on the capture card footage and you still can't see those jagged edges. And this also goes for textures. The same thing applies for textures. When you capture it through a capture card, it hides it, and when you upload it to YouTube, you still don't see it.
Guess what?